Let's bring you this story now. The ANC, back in 2016, failed to retain 3 of the Waterberg district local municipalities in Limpopo. That was for the first time since the governing party's ascent to power. Independent councillors also made inroads with allegations of rampant corruption, former mayors being fired or being charged with fraud, among other issues. It remains to be seen whether the governing party that still boasts support in the rural province will indeed retain support. Will it regain lost wards and maintain its overwhelming majority? Newzroom Afrika's Phakgadi joins us now from Polokwane, a much drier Polokwane in Limpopo. Pelane, great to see you this morning. Just a month exactly now to go until the country heads to the polls. And what is the situation like in terms of support for the governing party in the province?
Support for the governing party seems to have been on a decline in the recent elections as far as that is concerned, and I can tell you that it was quite evident in what has been happening over the last few years. But there was no outright winners in the Waterberg local municipalities such as in Modimolle, Mokgopong, and that as well as Belabela and Thabazimbi municipalities. In that area, you do know that there has been quite a number of challenges as far as service delivery is concerned. The ANC lost significant amount of votes in that area. It also registered a decline in the Polokwane area, which is also in the Waterberg district. You would know that in Polokwane there is those allegations of corruption and rampant corruption that is against the mayor, former mayor Andrina Matzimela. She is being hauled to the specialized crimes court together with 13 others, quite a number of people in that area. So what we do know now is that there is challenges of trying to dethrone the African National Congress here in Polokwane City, where we are, 45 wards to be exact. And over the last years, the economic freedom fighters, rather, Michelle, has been able to garner at least 20% of the votes, especially in the recent by-elections. So that in itself gives you that when they contested the elections for the first time in 2016, they got over 20% of the votes in this particular area. So that's the reason I would assume we'll be seeing a lot of leader Julius Malema here in Limpopo in the province to try and register some increment in those votes and electorate as far as that is concerned. In this ward, in this area as well, Michelle, I think, which is also important to add, the economic freedom fighters only got a single ward in the Polokwane municipality where Julius Malema hails, of course, and in the recent by-elections, they then got another ward, which is Ward 10. So that is a phenomenal thing that I would assume that the economic freedom fighters really want to work hard on, for the fact that they got so many votes but still failed to get wards. And that is what angered Julius Malema at the time in 2016 when he was speaking to media outlets at the time. So independent candidates have come in their numbers as well. We do know that the Polokwane city is the economic hub of the province, and in that regard, we are seeing quite a number of political players coming through, looking to contest wards. The Patriotic Alliance also doing the same, and that in itself remains to be seen if the African National Congress, with their allegations of rampant corruption that it had to weather over the last 5 years, if that will still trickle down to some votes in their support, and the promises that they made, including Didi Mabuza, who was in this very ward about a week ago, if that is anything to go by, perhaps they will be able to register some sort of sympathy. But for now, we would be seeing those particular door-to-door being ramped up, and whether or not the economic freedom fighters will come through, the ANC will retain, decline, or even increase some of its support base. Michelle?
Yeah, independent candidates playing a big role, it does appear, in these local government elections. Phakgadi, thanks very much indeed for that update.